Hey guys, what's going on? Pradlin, and here you guys know what to do. As always, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Today we're going to be going over Matt Law. Now, if you don't know who he is, I'll sort of go over, basically he's a journalist for The Telegraph, I'm pretty sure it's that he sort of writes for, and he is very up to date on Chelsea news. And he was recently on a podcast, and this user on Reddit decided to give a breakdown of like the entire discussions. It was all about Chelsea, the sort of the knowledge that he has, he shared in that podcast, and gave some insight onto a few dealings that we have going on at the moment, and throughout the summer that things are likely going to be happening. So as you can see here, he is a tier 2. Now that not might mean much to you guys that don't follow this Reddit, so we can go through here, and this is basically a rumor reliability guide. And this is as of January last year, but it's been updated, constantly, given, transfers that are reported by these people, and then whether they end up going through, such and such. So tier 1 reliable are obviously BBC, certain people like Don Fifield, Fabrizio Romano, all these people. Christoph Turer, he's a very common one with Chelsea. He seems to know a lot about a club, have some good contacts in there. And then these are the tier 2, which are sort of mixed history, so they've got quite a few right, but they might have had a couple wrong as well. And that's where Matt Law sits here. You can see in this column, Matt Law, Telegraph UK. So he is fairly reliable. If he's reporting these things, they're probably coming from somewhere. And that's where I wanted to go over these today. So this sort of section is regarding incoming. So people were looking at bringing in rather than players we're getting rid of, such and such. So the income is the first one. Is the club is certainly interested in Sancho, and the player is set to leave this summer. If we get Champions League, we have a big chance for the player, both financially and because of Sancho's preference. So obviously that is great news, because I'm pretty sure everyone at the club, or fans of the club, wants Jadon Sancho, because the guy's an absolute beast, and he's gonna be sought after by Man United, Man City probably, Liverpool. I doubt Arsenal will be able to go in for him. I would be very surprised if he goes to United or City. I think Liverpool are probably our biggest sort of worry for him, but he's not going to be starting for a couple seasons at least, surely, if he goes to Liverpool. So I personally put us in sort of pole position, as long as we're willing to pay the money. This is sort of based on an even contract and wages and a fee being offered, and that's sort of how I see it. And I imagine all 4 of those clubs will get accepted by Dortmund, because we'll all hit that fee that Dortmund are after, and then maybe it'll just be down to the player to choose based on maybe those 4. Plus I'm sure there'll be clubs all over the world after him, such as maybe even Real Madrid, Barcelona, the big boys. So it's good that he's definitely interested. The clubs are certainly interested. If we get Champions League, both financial, we have a big chance both financially and because of his preference. Obviously he knows a lot of our squad, they're good friends, a lot of our squad is English, around the same sort of age, so it'll be a really good fit for him, in terms of coming to our squad. The next one, Nathan Ake is rated and wanted by the club but not by Lampard. The clause that we have for him, I can't remember what the buyback fee is, but I think we basically just have like first dibs on him. The clause finally expires this summer. Lampard will want a centre-back like Koulibaly, as he wants to compete for the league next season. So there you have sort of Lampard's intentions for the league next season. He wants to be going for at least, trying to win the league, even if we maybe can't compete with Liverpool and them for the entire season. But with the kind of players he wants to bring in, it's definitely possible. And like he said, Lampard wants a centre-back like Koulibaly, like a top-tier, world-class centre-back. I think he's at Napoli at the moment. That would be a great signing. I'd be very happy to see that. So that's good. Obviously, Nathan Ake is he's more of a squad centre-back, I could see him, and I don't think that's what Nathan Ake aspires to be. So unfortunately, I think that sort of lines up for us not taking Nathan Ake, which is a little bit of a shame, because I like Nathan. I think he is good, but maybe not that elite top level. And then the next one is Soumare is rated and wanted by the club and by Lampard. So there's just quick bit of news. He's rated, wanted by the club, wanted by Lampard. We'll see if a deal goes through. There's no guarantee on this, of course. It's all up in the air. If he's wanted, we might end up putting a bid in for him. That's basically all we know about based on that. The next one is we will not be going for Moussa Dembele as he's too expensive, and because the club fears another Michy Batshuayi situation. We want Timo Werner, but we are facing big competition. So the club sort of know that Timo Werner seems to be edging more towards Liverpool. Of course, this all changes when bids are made and money is, on the table and such. So you never know what's really going to happen. But I guess Timo Werner is a priority. Maybe we'll have a look towards, a second choice. But for now, it's Timo Werner seems to be what they're focusing on. The next one, Lampard wants Ben Chilwell. This is one I don't so much agree with. And we'll push for him, but he's viewed as very expensive, at least 65 million. And the club may go with Telles instead for this reason. Telles' agent works for us and has been looking at him for years. Nevertheless, we have not made any contact for Telles yet. So that's quite a bit of big news. We haven't made a move for Telles, and Frank wants Chilwell. So you guys know my opinion on this. If you've seen my previous videos, I'm not the biggest fan of Chilwell because he's in a bit of a bad slump at the moment, and I don't know if he is that, elite level that we're looking for. Alex Telles seems very good, gets goals and assists, and is young, not young, but a decent age. I think I'd like to go for Alex Telles. He's sort of what we need at this point. He seems maybe a level above Ben Chilwell. Although I think Chilwell's got age on his side, so there's that, of course. But 65 million is a lot for Ben Chilwell, and I'd be surprised to see us getting many top players. If we got Timo Werner, Ben Chilwell, Sancho, that's like 200 million basically there. It maybe not more. So it's going to be pricey if we go for Ben Chilwell, whereas Alex Telles we maybe get for 30 to 20 million, somewhere in that sort of region. So that's sort of what I'd probably push for myself. Lampard wants 2 top keepers for next season. For example, Kepa and ONANA competing. Obviously, ONANA is the Ajax goalkeeper. And that is some big news, because I guess that means he wants Kepa, so that's good news. I don't think it's outlined specifically that he wanted Kepa, but we assume we're keeping him, especially given that he's sort of turned his form around as of recent. But it's not something that usually works, having Kepa, a top keeper that's going to want to be playing to be pushing for that Spain #1 spot internationally, and ONANA, who is not going to accept a #2 spot. He's not going to accept being on the bench and only playing cup games. And for keepers, it's not common to sort of have 2 keepers, maybe play one this game, one next game, one this game, one next game. You don't tend to switch them out that much unless you have to. So kind of odd. I mean, I can't see both of them being happy with that, unless they're both very confident that they are better than the other one, and therefore think that they can, show their worth on the pitch and keep their spot. If so, maybe we'll see it, but eventually someone's going to get annoyed if they're not playing, and they're going to want to move, and that basically just spells trouble for us. And then the next one is Caballero may be offered a 1-year extension, which I'm fine with. Willy Caballero has been good for us when he's had to step up. Nothing world class, of course, but it's definitely a good, maybe 3rd choice in this situation. I'd be happy with that, and he's an experienced player. He's been through it all. I'd be happy to keep Caballero at the club for another year, I think. So the next section is about outgoings, but this video's dragged on a little bit, so I am going to leave that for another video. That'll be the next video coming up, I think. So let me know what you guys think of all those points below. If you want to leave bullet points and just let me know your opinion on each one, go ahead. Personally, I'm fine with most of that, other than Chilwell over Telles. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. And maybe having 2 top keepers, that maybe isn't going to happen. But if Frank thinks he can do it, I'd like to see him try and see if he can work his magic. But that was going to be the end of this video, guys. As I said, keep an eye out for the next one for the outgoings. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Goodbye.